Hey guys, Love of the Grain Workshop here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick do-it-yourself router jigger sled for flattening some slabs. Before I start, be sure to like, leave comments, and subscribe for future videos. So anyway, here we go. We've got two 2x4s on either side that we're going to mount to my workbench because it's a nice flat level surface. We're countersinking the screws. We're going to put one on either side of the board, and we're going to give it a few inches on either end. That way the router bit can touch from each edge of the slab all the way across. If we had it too tight, the bit itself wouldn't reach it. So we're going to countersink them on there. And then we're going to start building our sled itself that will slide and glide across these two 2x4s on top of it. You want a level surface. Again, here I'm using my workbench. It's pretty beat up, and I don't mind just put some screws in it. It makes it nice because I can adjust the width of the sled from what I have it here to shorter, or even all the way to the width of the table itself. You can use it on a concrete floor as well. So now I've got some V-groove or beadboard that I had left over from a job that I'm ripping down into 4 pieces. We will put 2 pieces on the bottom, 2 on the sides, and we're going to leave a gap down the center so that the router bit can freely slide. And then we're going to push the edges of the boards to touch the router edges, not the flat surface of the router, because if it catches or binds on the wood, it'll go flying on you. So you want to do it on the rounded edges, so that way you have free movement to spin if it were to catch. So you screw basically in an L-shaped form, one edge to the other, and then on either end you can see where I'm mounting little small pieces to attach it together, and then test fit the router down inside. And then we're going to sand all the way around the 2x4s on the tops, and then the sled itself all the way around and on the bottom, so we have a smooth edge. Now, to help it glide a little bit, we're going to add some finishing paste or furniture wax. It was really cold outside, which is why I torched it just for a second to heat it up so I could rub it on easily. Now I'm using a Freud bit to flatten with. You can buy flattening bits. This is actually I think it was 1 1/4 inch bit that I'm going to use on this. It wasn't necessarily meant for flattening, but it works perfectly and cuts like butter. Now we need to raise the slab a little bit so it can reach the router. So we have 2 strips of wood underneath to raise it up about 1 1/4 inches. And then we're going to go ahead and level it. As you can see, I'm pushing back and forth and it's wiggling. We don't want that to wiggle at all. So we push down on one end and put some wedges in on the other ends to make sure that it's flat and level, and strips on either side to make sure it doesn't go back or forth. It makes a huge mess. Make sure you wear your mask while doing this. You'll get a lot of dust. Now to secure the sled, so as we push back and forth, it doesn't go sliding off of our sides, I've just secured 2 quick pieces of strips on either side of it to give it a little bit of room so it can move back and forth easily without hitting. And now we are testing it to see that we're getting a good level. This one was high in one corner, so I started off by just getting that one corner to bring it up a little bit, and then I lowered the bit to go even further, and this was the first test of it, and it worked out perfectly. Again, that Freud bit and the Bosch router really just ripped right through this, no problem, nice and cleanly and smoothly. There wasn't much left to actually sand down. So once we get one side level, meaning that the bit is going to run back and forth all the way and touch every part of it, we'll flip it over. We do not need any more wedges. We just need the strips to hold it from moving side to side because the part that we flipped over is now flat. So it'll rest completely flat on those edges. And then we can go ahead and flatten the other side as well. This bit took off, up to, I think it was about 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 or so. It started to bind just a hair and slow down the motor, so I raised it up just a little bit, did about half of that, and then came back and finished it off. And as I stated, it makes a big mess. So the next project I'll probably do is build a little vacuum setup for either the router or to run across the sled itself.
So guys, there it is. Super simple, quick, easy, and cheap method of flattening slabs using probably less than $10 worth of scrap wood and nails that I had laying around. Hope you enjoyed the video. Now this nice piece of walnut, there's a little bit here and just a touch on this corner that we didn't reach. We could raise the slab and take a little more off, but it's really, really not much. Less than 1/32 of an inch, I think. So we will just take that out with the sander. By the time we sand this all smooth, it should be as close to level as we'll get it. And it worked well on both sides, and it even really did really good on the epoxy. Nice and smooth, it didn't rip it or anything like that. You got these little swirls, but that'll sand out and buff out. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helped you decide to make one. And hope you liked the video. Make sure you comment about any improvements or anything you liked or didn't like about the video. I'm always open to suggestions. And make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the little bell for notifications when I upload new videos.